Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Salute the Capper, your go-to NBA prop betting show here on iBetcha. I'm your host, Insert Host, and tonight we have a thrilling matchup lined up between the New Orleans Pelicans and the New York Knicks. It's going down tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I've got some big props, trends, and analysis coming your way, so buckle up for a fun ride. Before we dive in, let's take a quick look at tonight's game preview. We've got the Pelicans, sitting at 4-16 and in 15th place in the Western Conference, taking on the Knicks, who are riding high with an 11-8 record, good for 4th place in the East. It's a tale of two teams headed in opposite directions right now, but anything can happen in the NBA, especially when it comes to player props. Now, let's break down what we're looking at tonight and jump into some player matchups. First up, let's focus on one of the key battles of the night, Karl-Anthony Towns versus Dejounte Murray. Key player matchup. On the Knicks side, we've got Karl-Anthony Towns, who's been absolutely balling out this season. Averaging 25.8 points, 12.7 rebounds, and 3.3 assists, Towns is a force to be reckoned with. His presence in the paint, along with his ability to stretch the floor, gives the Knicks a big advantage, especially with their offense averaging 117.8 points per game. On the other side, we've got Dejounte Murray for the Pelicans, who's going to have to play a key role if New Orleans has any chance of pulling off an upset tonight. Now, Murray isn't having a bad season, but with the Pelicans sitting at 4-16, they've struggled as a team. However, he's averaging 22.9 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 5.4 assists per game, solid numbers. Speaking of stepping up, let's take a look at a couple of key players who could make all the difference in this game tonight. Secondary player props. Brunson has been a steady hand for New York, averaging 20.6 points, 6.2 assists, and 3.4 rebounds per game. He's been an excellent playmaker, but we're focused on his point total tonight. The Pelicans give up 115.6 points per game, and with New York scoring 117.8, there's a good chance Brunson will be one of the main scorers tonight. If you're looking to place a prop bet, I'd say the over on Brunson's point total looks solid. I'm thinking he'll be in the 22 to 25 point range tonight. Now, let's talk about Trey Murphy 3 from the Pelicans. Murphy has been a solid shooter for New Orleans, especially from beyond the arc, where he's averaging over 2 3-pointers per game. If Murphy's getting clean looks, I wouldn't be surprised if he hits 3 or 4 tonight. Betting trends. Now, let's dig into some betting trends for both teams, starting with the New York Knicks. The Knicks are currently 5-2 in home games this season, and they've been playing very well at Madison Square Garden. Over their last 10 games, they're 7-3, averaging 120.8 points per game and shooting a scorching 50.7% from the field. Now, the Knicks' defense isn't perfect, but they do have an edge in this matchup, especially against a Pelicans team that's struggled on the road. New York is also 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games at home, and I'm expecting them to continue that trend tonight. On the flip side, the Pelicans are 1-9 on the road this season, and that road struggles are tough to ignore. Their offense has been inconsistent, and they've had issues limiting turnovers, averaging 14.3 turnovers per game. However, they're 3-5 when they win the turnover battle, so if they can take care of the basketball tonight, they might just keep it competitive. But with New Orleans averaging just 100.4 points per game over their last 10, it's tough to see them keeping up with the high-scoring Knicks. Alright, folks, we've covered the matchups, the players, and the trends, so let's wrap things up with some final betting thoughts. Game prediction. Tonight's game between the Pelicans and Knicks should be an exciting one, but with New York playing strong at home and the Pelicans struggling on the road, I'm leaning toward a Knicks moneyline win. They've been on fire recently, and with the injuries the Pelicans are dealing with, it's hard to see them keeping up. As for props, look at the over on Jalen Brunson's points, and Trey Murphy 3's 3-pointers made. Also, don't forget to keep an eye on Karl-Anthony Towns for a big game, he could be a double-double machine tonight. That's it for tonight's show, folks. If you're making your bets tonight, I wish you the best of luck. Remember to bet responsibly and always do your research.